Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So in this video we're taking a look at something which has been floating around on the internet and I've seen on some YouTube videos for a while. But apparently Bachmann could not get their stuff together, so my order sat at the warehouse for about 2 months before reaching the shop I buy these models from in Australia. But thankfully they finally arrived, so in this video we're going to be taking a look at the brand new N-Scale tanker wagons from Bachmann for their Thomas & Friends N-Scale line. What are we waiting for? Let's do it. Alright, so as promised, we are looking at the brand new Bachmann N-Scale tanker wagons for the Thomas & Friends line. So, the boxes are the same as all the other boxes. This is just one of them here. You can see this is the fuel one. As you can see, yep, same box. We've got this little on the side, the generic thing on the side. We've just got this little sticker here. Fuel tank, yep, there we go. And then we've just got the generic label on the back. And that's the same for the water as well. And also the same for the oil tank. Which I've already unboxed, so I don't have to show you. But you can see here, yep, same normal packaging. Again, as people have commented, and something which I didn't really consider until quite recently, is that it is good to see that Bachmann for their N-Scale are putting these in boxes which can be reused. So that way when you want to put your sets away into storage or something, you can actually do that, and they will actually let you do that. I know that the problem with the HO Bachmann particularly is that once you open it, the package is kind of destroyed. So good to see Bachmann continuing this even for their wagons. So not that much exciting to talk about with the boxes. Let's crack these open. All right, so the first one we're going to look at here is the oil tanker. Now, I've bought 3 each of these wagons because, 3 is a nice number, but we're only going to be taking a look at 1 in each of this review because you don't need to see 3 of the same wagon. First impressions are these wagons are very light, which is kind of what I expected, and that's similar to the other Bachmann wagons, but I don't think there might be a small weight inside of here, but it doesn't feel like very much. So they're pretty light wagons, which is good, I think, because it means you can pull more of them, especially on my layout, which has very tight gradients. The first thing I will say about these is the detailing is pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with especially the level of detailing going on, down here under the running board. But equally, there's still some things with the finish. You can see here there's this that right there is a big splotch of glue. Which is a bit unideal, given that these are not cheap products. These are, quite expensive models. So it's unfortunate to see that there's like some kind of manufacturing things happening there. You do have the kind of sprung couplings again. And then note that they do look like that you won't be able to swap them out for other types of couplings. They're pretty much locked in, so you're locked into these type of couplings, which is fine for me, but I know potentially for some other models that's going to be a problem. But yeah, that's pretty much the detailing. You've got the CGI, again, further confusing which era they're modeling these off. This is a CGI, fuel logo with a little oil thing on it. But yeah, I think otherwise it's a pretty nice little model. So let's move on to the next tanker. All right, here we can see the water tanker. Now, this is a real CGI one. There weren't any of these kind of tankers, at least from my memory, in the model series. And I'll talk about my feelings about that in a moment, but let's just look at the details. Again, it's the same, literally the same design. It's the same wagon, just with a different paint job. My understanding is that these were actually based off a Graham Farish, which is the N-Scale Bachmann European/UK line. Model that they've just repainted to be Thomas colors, so it's actually not a new mold, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So if someone knows more about this, they can confirm or deny in the comments. Again, you can see some little kind of manufacturing weirdness going on here. If we just take a look close up, it's a bit hard to get close. You can see there's like a spot here on the bottom of the water, which I've had to mark off. There's some weird paint stuff happening right here, which is a little bit unideal. Things like if you look at these railings, you can see they're a bit crooked already out of the box. Like that, it's I don't know if it's detached or what's happened. Yeah, it just looks like, see how they're a bit bent sideways when they should be straight. These ones are bent straight out of the packaging. So there's definitely some quality control issues going on, which I don't super love. But from a distance, I think they look really fine, and the detail is nice. And I do like the contrast. So you get this blue. The blue does pop quite a lot. All right, now on to the last one, which is the oil tanker. All right, this one here is the oil tanker, and again, it's got the new CGI style logos on it. Again, I do like the color. It's a very nice bright yellow, contrasts very well with the black of the undercarriage. But again, you've got some similar issues in the production. This one is kind of okay, but one of the, this one, see, you can see here that this railing is very crooked and it should be attached straight, and it's being glued on crooked at the factory, which is, less than ideal. Otherwise, all the kind of same details. The actual level of detail, as I already said on these, is very nice. I think that they would not look out of place on a normal non-Thomas Railway, and I think that's always a good litmus test of what the level of detailing is like. They would look totally fine with non-Thomas engines and on non-Thomas kind of rolling stock and in those kind of trains, so that's good. But yeah, that is what that one looks like there. Hi everyone, just a quick update to the quality thing I was talking about. So this is one of the wagons that I didn't have in the review, but I just literally spent the last 15 minutes trying to reattach this coupling because it was loose, which means the trains were uncoupling, which was really, really annoying. So yep, I've had to play around with the coupling on a brand new $50 wagon to get it to work on my train set, which is not super, super cool. And then additionally, one of the other fuel tankers, and again, not the other one I didn't review, has a huge splodge of yellow all over the running board. So the quality on these really isn't as good as I think it needs to be. And unfortunately, it does fall trap of, I've watched some other model railway reviews where they say, oh, Bachmann's a bit cheap and nasty. And unfortunately, it seems like that is exactly what's happened here, even though this is a very expensive piece of rolling stock. All right, back to the trains. So now that we've seen these three wagons, what do I actually think of them? Look, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with these wagons in terms of their design, in terms of their scaling. They look pretty good. As people have commented on some of my videos, it's actually less of a problem that Thomas, for example, is a bit too small, but actually the Annie and Clarabelle were potentially a little bit too big. But yeah, I think these tanker wagons scale quite nicely with the engines, as you would have seen in the footage I've just shown of them pulling them around my layout. But I think, to me, there's two pretty big problems with these. The first one is just that the quality control is really not there. I'm disappointed to see the glue marks. I'm disappointed to see things glued on incorrectly and, like, wonky and that kind of thing. Like, this is not a cheap product, as you would have seen. Each one of these cost $48. So, if I bought 9 of these in one go, it's over $400 worth of Thomas & Friends and also Model Railway product. And they're expensive. Like, to be clear, the standard, like, Pico, open trucks, like the troublesome truck sized wagons, if you buy them new, they're anywhere between about $18 and $25. So these are double the price of what I would say is a comparable UK, brand of these models. So they're really, really expensive. And I do not think that they're worth that much, both because, they're nice, but I don't think they're that much nicer than the other ones that I've got, but also because the quality control just isn't there. If I'm paying $48, these things all need to be perfect. I'm talking no room for error, and there's just too many errors. So I think for the price that they're at, I think your mileage may vary as to whether or not you think these are good value. I think the second problem I have with these is that, they've kind of gone with the classic series style troublesome trucks. Cool, fine, whatever. They've gone with CGI Thomas and Percy faces, and then they've gone with CGI tanker wagons, but I just don't think they're the iconic tanker wagons. Like, where's the milk wagon? Where's the tar wagon? And where's the one that says soda or fuel on it, like the yellow one? Like, water wagon? Who gives a stuff about a water wagon? Like, why is there even a water wagon on Soda? What is that even for? That oil, the black one, like, it's fine, but the logo is just it's such a nothing wagon. Like, I think that they've really picked. I understand why they picked the CGI versions, but I also don't understand at the same time, given that, Annie and Clarabelle, based on the coloring, are clearly meant to be model series. So they really cannot decide. I think Bachmann really needs to decide if they're going for CGI or they're going for model series with this. I think the fact that they're trying to hedge their bets and do both is a detriment, because for example, I wouldn't recommend the Water Wagon. I just don't think it's a memorable or useful or interesting wagon from Thomas and Friends. I would much prefer the Milk Wagon. There's way more stories that involve the milk wagons in them. And, obviously the tar one, especially if James is coming out, like, you want to be able to recreate the dirty object scene, which we will be able to do very soon because Toby is also coming out this year. So to me, it's just very strange that they've picked these models, and it's very unfortunate. But anyway, that's what I'm going to say about these. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. That's a good time for this Extreme Trains.